Imagine the moment when humanity first mastered fire, and the moment when we master reality itself. Sounds arrogant? Perhaps. But this is exactly what physicists at Princeton are working on today. They aren't just simulating galaxies, black holes, or cosmic dust. They are trying to model the universe, atom by atom. No shortcuts, no approximations, no close enough. Their goal is to create a digital copy of reality so precise that it begins to behave like the original. It sounds like a sci-fi plot, but scientists are approaching it quite pragmatically. After all, physics isn't just equations on a blackboard. It is a constant struggle with the unknown. We know the universe is expanding, but we don't know why. We detect dark matter, but we can't bottle it in a test tube. We catch gravitational waves, yet we still don't understand how space-time itself works at the smallest scales. So the logical solution is to create a model where we can tweak parameters and see how reality responds, a virtual cosmos as a laboratory. Modern simulations are so complex that scientists sometimes joke, "We don't know if we understand the simulation, but it certainly understands us." Because when you launch a model with hundreds of billions of particles, each acting according to quantum laws, you are effectively creating a new mini-universe. It can't think, it asks no questions, but it reacts to the laws you gave it. And here is where it gets interesting. For if we can create a simulation so complex that it mimics the behavior of the real cosmos, couldn't it be that someone has already done the same to us? The irony is that physicists studying fundamental laws are driving us to this very question themselves. If reality can be modeled, if it can be launched from specific initial conditions, if it can self-evolve from simple rules into complex structures, then how are we different from a simulation? Our universe began with a set of parameters: the speed of light, gravity, particle charges. Everything is perfectly tuned, as if someone manually set the sliders in a settings menu. The slightest deviation, and there would be no atoms, no stars, no us. The very fact we exist in a stable reality raises suspicion. Too many coincidences that somehow work perfectly together. Princeton's research only adds fuel to the fire. They show if you create a system with simple particles and the right rules, it begins to evolve. From chaos, structures emerge. From noise, order. From randomness, patterns. This is exactly what we see in our universe. But if the simulation they are creating evolves too well, too harmoniously, physicists fall into a logic trap of their own making. Because then, it's uncomfortable to avoid the question, who the hell set the rules for our simulation? Is there a way to verify this? Maybe. If our universe is digital, there must be a limit somewhere. For example, a minimal pixel of space-time, or artifacts that appear at ultra-high energies. Some physicists are already hunting for these runtime errors of reality. Sometimes they even joke, if we find one, we'll have to contact the creator's tech support. But so far, we haven't found any obvious glitches. Either the universe is high quality, or we just aren't up to QA standards yet. But here's what's interesting. Even if we are in a simulation, it doesn't diminish our worth. On the contrary, if someone created a world that births consciousness, beauty, mathematics, music, galaxies, and us, it means our reality isn't just a set of numbers. It is a valuable experiment. And perhaps someday we will launch a simulation ourselves, where intelligence emerges just as naturally. And then it too will ask, are we real? And in that moment, the chain of creation becomes a mirror. Because the only way to understand if we were created by someone is to create someone ourselves. The synthetic universe is not a movie, not a philosophical exercise. It is the next step of our science. If we can simulate reality, we can study it at a level inaccessible to any telescope. And perhaps, for the first time in history, humanity will peek into the source code of existence. But for now, the physicists at Princeton are pressing "Run Simulation," and somewhere in the depths of the digital ocean, a new world is being born. Thanks for watching. See you next time.